Hey friends, hope you're doing well. Probably most of you have already used Notebook LM or at least heard of it, right? So it's a great, project by Google which you can use in order to summarize, for instance, various text sources or YouTube videos where you can also create podcasts on that and other kinds of things. And the question was, can we build something similar to that using vibe coding techniques, right? And the answer is yes, we can. And here's an example for that. In this case, I'm using Streamlit because it's Python-based and it's kind of similar to implement, but you could also imagine that you just put in a Next.js project on top of it and it should work exactly the same, right? Just you need a little more tokens probably, but use Codex from OpenAI or use Claude or any other kind of vibe coding tool you want, and then you can build it. And the idea is kind of simple because all we need to do is actually allow here the user of our, Notebook LM clone, so to speak. I mean, simple clone, to be frank, but to either directly paste text in here or to upload a file or to also upload some kind of URL or from the web something, some content, right? And I do that here. I just paste here some sample text and then I can specify, okay, who are my two voices for my podcast, because that's what we basically do here. And I can choose a male voice and a female voice, in this case any, or I can choose one of those which are available in here. And what we can see basically, as you can see here, these are the ones coming from ElevenLabs, because we use ElevenLabs API to actually convert the text which is generated by our large language model, and then we are converted into audio. Right? So it is actually a two-step process because first off, we need some kind of large language model which converts the long text or the uploaded file into a podcast style text. In this case, based on two people who are in the podcast, and you can specify, as I said, the voices in here. That's the third one. And this transcript is then appearing here, and then the transcript is then sent to the ElevenLabs API, as I said, to convert this into a podcast. And this podcast then should be visible here, and you can either directly listen to it here or you can also download it as an audio file. So that's basically the idea behind that, right? So it's just one functionality of, in this case, Notebook LM, but still, it's, for me, oftentimes the most interesting one. So how does it work now? So as you can see, I posted the text already, as I said, we have a word count in here, and now I can generate the podcast. And one more thing, because I'm running this locally, I wanted to use a local large language model. So instead of paying for tokens for, in this case, ChatGPT or any other kind of model, I just decided to go with Ollama. And in this case, I'm using the Mistral model, which I can use and host for free if I want to do that, which I do here. So having said that, let's just start. Let's click on Generate Podcast. And then basically it gets started, the application. You can see here now starting the podcast generation. And now the LM is actually, as I said, converting this long text into a podcast style, and then it gets sent to the ElevenLabs API, and then hopefully in just a few, let's say, seconds or maybe a minute, I don't know, we will get specifically an output from it. And we are good to go. So that took around, as you can see here, processing time for that was around 30 seconds, which I think is quite fine, actually. And we get here our transcript. As you can see here, we have Alex the host, we have Sam the guest, and they discuss here now something about GPT-5 and prompting techniques and so on. So that's basically part of the text which we had here. And the podcast here is 2 minutes because I decided to create, well, a small podcast. Also, the words, of course, are not that much, but you can see that. Let's listen to it.
Hey, Sam, have you heard about this cool trick for getting even better results from GPT-5? It's called self-reflection prompting.
Yeah, I've seen it mentioned in some AI circles. What exactly is it, and
So you can clearly see, or hear at least, hopefully, that it works perfectly. Of course, you can also go there. You can increase the playback speed because I think it's a little bit slow, to me at least. And you can also download it as an MP3 file if you want to do that. Right? So that's basically it. As you can see, you get some information about that, and then of course you can generate further podcasts here as well. And this, of course, is, as I said, only one functionality of what Notebook LM provides. No question about that, and also the interface of Notebook LM is much more enhanced than this one. But I just wanted to show you that just with vibe coding, we can clearly create actually anything we want. So the sky's the limit, or more or less our thoughts are the limit, so to speak. And just to briefly cover how I did that, let me just show you here. This is basically my working environment. So I'm using here Cursor, but you can use any kind of IDE. And the tool of my choice is here Claude Code. You could also use Codex, anything other kind of tool, as I said. But I choose to go with Claude Code because I have a Claude subscription currently. And then basically all I said or upfront was my agents, because I prefer to have my sub-agents, which are, well, experts for their given task. And then you can see we have a product manager here, which is this one here, and there you can see a description a little bit. So this product manager, this first agent for a new project, and he should actually clarify open questions, what the project actually should implement, and then write the product description, right? And then he handed over to the next one, which is then the technical architect, which then defines all the technical structure, so how to implement the project. So this is a kind of step-by-step approach. So we go through all the different kinds of agents we have. So each of those agents has its own task to do. So it's like a real project where we have several experts, right? Human experts in different kind of areas, but they work together and they generate the app itself. So that's basically it. So hopefully you enjoyed it. If you got questions, let me know. If you have other ideas, what you are currently building or what I should build, let me know. And if you have not done so far, please subscribe to the channel and give it a like. Thanks a lot. Take care and hopefully see you in the next video. Until then, best guys.